Good evening, everybody. It is October 1st, and I am really happy about that simply because I've got my voice back. Yes. So if you saw the stream on Thursday, you saw that my voice is back. That's the reason why we had to cut out last week, and I apologize for that. But we're going to talk about aliens tonight, and I just wanted to throw it out there that we're doing it on my birthday. So yeah, I aged a whole year today. So do I look a little more, a little older? Do I? Just a tad? Probably so. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a great weekend. And I hope you're ready for your Monday tomorrow. It sounds like you got a case of the Mondays. I hope you don't have a case of the Mondays. I hope you have a great week. But anyway, let's bring in our friends here and then our special guest, if we can get him. He's having a little bit of internet problem right now, so we will get to him momentarily. So we have not seen him in a little while since he has been teaching those youngins up there in Boston. Let's bring in Technish. Gene, how's it going, buddy?
Hey, yo, what's going on, man?
Yeah, it's just chilling, getting it done, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I mean, beginning the school year, first month is always really like stressful, but yeah, like things been working really well. So I'm glad I could join, especially for this movie. Yeah, you saw I just watched the 1990 cut like again.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
I just watched it again today.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm so ready.
Well, I'm telling our special guest, because I don't think he's been on StreamYard. I'm telling him that he needs to check his settings real quick because he's having a problem. So hang on one second here.
Cool.
So but while we do that, let's go ahead and bring in Mr. John Graphics. How's it going, John?
Hey, Alien Shirt Brothers.
Yes, Alien Shirt. Look at that.
Time.
Jason Jonesy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we both got it from GameStop too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
GameStop special.
and my wife has one too.
Nice.
Okay, so there's a I think I got it for, I want to say it was like $5 or something like that. But yeah, I love it when they have those deals.
You can't say no to them. So I'm doing well today. I'm not super thrilled about the outcome of the Steelers game earlier today. I don't know if anybody caught that.
No.
That was not good. It was like 6-30 something.
Oh,
Steelers versus the Texans, which are not historically an outstanding team. So not thrilled with that. But I'm excited for this. I've been looking forward to this all day. So this will bring me back up and end the day on a good note.
Nice.
Well, I think Mr. Retro Rob might be able to help out with that. Right, Rob? Can you help John have a better day?
Yeah.
No.
No, not at all. All right. Good night, everybody.
I'm a Bears fan, so at least he's doing better than I am.
Okay, fair enough. There's always that perspective, I guess. Yeah.
Well,
be worse.
Well, our guest is having problems right now. Okay. I'm just gonna. He may be new to StreamYard, so I sent him a message and I said, "Hey, check your settings. There's a little settings thing down at the bottom. Once you're actually in the studio, as he is, and there's a little cog there. It says settings, and you have to choose, what your speakers are, what your camera is, and what your microphone's going to be. You have to choose all of those things.
Yeah, you got to kind of play around with it sometimes.
Yep. So as soon as you figure it out and we see you there, I will bring you in. So that way we're not looking at a at a blank screen, because I'm not sure what it says. I see this blank screen and he goes, I can't hear anything. I'm like, yeah, it always goes back to a default for me. I'm like, no, it's this microphone, it's these earballs. But thank you for not remembering StreamYard.
I can't wait. Hopefully he shows up, man, because that's the homie right there.
Yeah, because he's right there. I can see him, but he's having a problem. So
worst case scenario, he can get in the chat and we can still talk with him.
Yeah, that would whatever we got to do.
You got a few happy birthdays in the chat already.
Yeah,
it's Scott's birthday, so
yep.
Yeah, I aged a whole year.
You gotta celebrate it, man, because we don't know how many more you have left.
That's I actually cut myself once just to see if I could count the rings, and I cut really deep. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, there's 1, 2. So,
come see our old friend Scott.
So
some
Kool-Aid
extra
101, happy
rings.
birthday. Thank you, Kool-Aid 101.
001.
And there's Dave. Dave, thank you, sir. I appreciate
Dave,
it.
that's the homie.
Hey, there's Caps Off Gaming. What's up, y'all?
Hey, we know that dude.
Red
Wait
face
a
heart,
minute.
red
How are
face
you in
heart.
2 places at once?
So yeah, he's everywhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's every. There he is, and here he is. Yeah, it's Mr. Cleese, everybody. Woo!
Oh, hey!
Can you hear us? Okay. I don't think you can hear us. Can you hear us all right?
Oh,
He's thinking about it.
Well,
hello, darkness, my old
Hey,
friend.
if you guys can see me and
Oh,
everything,
yeah.
I
Hey.
can't hear the screen. I'm still trying to work out the audio
Okay.
here. It
You
won't
can't
let
hear,
me,
he said.
change the speakers I'm using here.
yep. Change the
I
speakers.
could test them and they work, but beyond that, I cannot hear the stream.
Okay.
Unplug things, plug them back in. You can always do that.
Hope you all having a good night, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh
man,
yeah.
We're having a great night.
Well,
Glad
well.
to see you. Talk to person and stuff. We'll see you at Togs too.
I'm asking him if he has any headphones via text. Well, here's what we're gonna do while we're waiting for him to see if he can get that all up and running and everything. So, as Gene just mentioned, that we are all going to be at Torg. I just exposed what's coming up next week, but we're gonna be. I could have chosen the picture instead of running through them.
I just bought my ticket today.
Oh, did you get it?
He's got his airline ticket.
Yeah. So
But
that's
yes,
official.
But we are going. Oh, the airline ticket. Okay.
Yeah.
But we are going to be at Torg Gaming Expo in November, and that is November 11th and 12th, Saturday and Sunday. And so we're all just gonna we're gonna be like a big thug guys. You know, we're just gonna be a bunch of thugs just going through, pushing people out of the way. Get out of our way.
People, get out of here.
We're gonna get some markers. We're just gonna start signing people's stuff. They don't even know who the hell we are. We're just gonna sign their backs and stuff. Give me that game. I'm signing it. Who the hell are you? Well, I'm Dr. Scott. Who the hell are you? You know,
I'm a pretty big guy. Like so, like yeah, that's gonna work.
Scott's just gonna be writing them
Not
prescriptions.
tall.
I'll be writing prescriptions. I like that, writing prescriptions.
Sounds like we're gonna enjoy like 6 minutes of the expo.
Yeah, and then out of here. But of course, you know, there is a lot of these scheduled for Saturday and also for Sunday. They've got the full crew of the guys who the voiceover artists who were the crew of the Mario games for the last 20 some odd years. But of course, Charles Martinet just stepped down, so I would imagine, you know, his brother Luigi Martinet will be taking over. And so that's nice that he's giving his brother a chance. That's not true. That's not true. But
You're so dry. I was like, wait a minute.
yeah.
Is this real? Is this real?
No.
Yeah.
Oh man, somebody who's really deadpan is my wife. Oh my gosh, she'll scare you. Yeah, yeah. She's good.
I'm not smart enough for that kind of humor. You gotta like say, like, here's the punchline. Like, you gotta let me know.
I'll just go put up bumps.
Yeah. Like
but
that.
yeah, other special guests that they're going to be having, though, of course, Mr. Rightway is going to be there. Jay from Square Pegs, John Hancock, the immortal John Hancock will be there.
Will Reggie will be there? Radical Reggie will be there, right?
No, he was there last year. He was there last year. Brett Weiss will be there. Gamer Aimer, Brandy Aimer, she will be there. She's not bringing her collection with her, but she's gonna have photos. So you'd be like, and this is my Nintendo's, and this is my. So you know that'll be nice to see those photos. I think. She's a nice. She's really last time. The only time I ever talked to her, actually spoke with her like for a good deal of time was another live stream, and she's a real nice person. She's really cool. And then let's see, who else? What was that? What's the name of that guy? I can never remember his name. I could write it on my arm, and I don't remember the guy from NBA Jam, who's the voice of NBA Jam.
Kitzrow.
Thank you. I can. I will never. He could be wearing a hello. My name is tag, and I will go.
The Boom Shakalaka guy.
Yeah, just call TK, man. Say what's up, TK. He'll respond.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to bring our NBA Jam crap to get signed. So
yeah.
I
get
still
some neon shoes.
I had one in my hand the other day, but it was just the regular one, not the tournament edition. And I was like, no, I want the tournament edition.
I got my 360 one. I'll bring that. That's
there was a 360 one?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They kind of rebooted it, didn't they?
I just bought it too. I just bought the 360 one. I asked Gene to look out for it last time he was out game hunting, but I couldn't wait longer, so I bought it.
Well, here's what we're gonna do, because he's still having problems, and we've done everything we can for right now, and we will patiently wait for him. It is no problem. When you have a technical issue, you have a technical issue. We all have them.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal. So we're just going to jump into aliens.
Thoughts in the chat too.
Right. He can always talk in the chat.
He'll hop right back in too. Like as soon as everything's good, like hop right in the conversation. I know he's hearing what's happening. Yeah, let's go.
But of course, our movie this week is 1986's James Cameron, yet another one of his masterpieces, I think. It is Aliens.
I mean, for me, it's this and Terminator 2. It's hard to choose between it. When I'm watching either one, I feel like that's the best one. But if it weren't for Terminator 2, this would easily be his best film, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I throw Titanic out the window. I'm sorry. It was very technically very good and stuff. I think that was one of those movies that you watch it at the time, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so good. And a couple years later, you're going, why was I hugging my girlfriend so hard? This movie's
I never thought that. So that's your opinion.
I haven't seen it in so long. You might be right, but I remember really liking it, even though it's not really my type of movie. I remember just liking it a lot. Okay. It just has that James Cameron.
My dad said he'll never go see it because he knows how it ends. So
man.
That's my dad for you, man. I'm like, all right.
I mean, Jack could have just grabbed another door. I'm sorry. There were like 50 doors anyway.
But they did prove, scientifically speaking, that she was being selfish and that the door would have held him.
Sure, at least try. They didn't even try. He was just like, I'll just die. And it was okay.
Screw the romance. This should have been WWE. Smack her in the water. But anyway, that's another movie. Let's talk about Aliens. Yeah. So anyway, back to Aliens. Back to Aliens.
I'm good.
We'll do Titanic on another night where we just do it in like 3 minutes flat. Like, yeah, she's a bitch and they should have thrown her in the water. So that's it. But anyway, but even though we're not going to get real in depth, of course, with the very first film, Ridley Scott's masterpiece, Alien, 2 masterpieces right in a row there in this series. There are major theme differences in the two. There are major theme differences with the two movies. I can't talk tonight. I'm getting old. It's my birthday. That's it. It's over. I'm just going to put on the black flag and just go out and hang myself and wait for them to put me out on the thing to send me off to my death on a igloo or whatever, or a piece of glacier or whatever.
You need a little handler to
focus.
Yeah. So, but there are major theme differences with the two movies. Now, is there something theme wise that might make you prefer Aliens or Alien and vice versa? Is there something theme-wise that might make you gravitate toward one film versus the other? Or
Johnny's gonna say something real quick. Yep, go ahead. I already see it. Like you, licking your lips. All right.
Yeah.
Me.
I jump in. I think it really just comes down to personal preference because they're both, the first one and this one, are peak their genre. Right. The first one is peak, basically slasher movie. It's a slasher movie in space. It's Halloween in space, and it's like the perfect. It's the peak of that. Whereas Aliens is the sci-fi action, a little bit of horror in there. It's the peak of that. There's really no better version of this out there. So it just depends on which one of those things appeals to you the most. I happen to like both a lot.
Yeah.
But I would say just as a film, if you have to compare the two, I would say this one ekes it out as the better film overall. Just because there's depth. The characters have more depth, and it has more to say. It's a movie about motherhood. It's about putting your life back together. It's about finding purpose when what you thought your life was going to be shatters to the ground, and you have to cobble together a new path forward. I mean, it just has so much more to say than the first one. Which isn't necessarily a con of the first one because it's just a simpler film. There's nothing wrong with that. But in my opinion, for my taste, I prefer this one.
All right. All right. I'll follow up. Yeah, I agree with Johnny. Like the first one's like a slasher. The feeling of hopelessness is very strong in the first one because they weren't prepared for what was happening. Like they weren't prepared at all. Like
Right.
they were basically using like mining tools and everything to try
Yeah,
to
they were miners. Yeah.
yeah, the mining tools to deter the alien, not even kill it, but deter it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then with the second one, which is definitely like sci-fi action, like you've seen it in the 1990 cut, like Hudson's like bragging on the APC how much weaponry they got and everything, but it did not matter.
Didn't matter.
It didn't matter at all. Like they still wasn't prepared for it. So out of the two, I could say like the first one I watched, I think after the second one. That's what I ended up doing. Yeah. That was 79, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was 79 for the first one. So I was like one at that time. So I didn't get a chance to yeah, so I might have seen I know I saw aliens like it like when on network TV where they used to like put like movies on television like at 8-9 o'clock at night, and I ended up watching it and everything, and I thought it was amazing. But then ended up being able to watch the second one. So in terms of like I know nostalgia and everything, I'm all about the second one, especially in terms of gaming and everything, and how that all gaming pretty much branched out from that second movie and everything. So like I gotta go a hard like Aliens with an S. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Scott, you got that from Colonial Marines, didn't you?
Yep, I got the whole set sitting back here.
I have
everything.
it too. That was a big purchase for a very not great game.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness
It
gracious,
was
yo.
very average.
I have the same set.
I got lucky.
Oh, nice.
I got real lucky, and I picked it up on clearance for $10.
That
Yeah.
collector's edition?
Yeah, yeah. got
Oh,
the whole-
well,
got
that's
the whole
awesome
thing.
then. That's perfect.
I had
I was
the
like, oh
digital
my gosh.
download for like I got it for $5. The only reason I got it, and I was like, it's a good $5 game.
It's not
Yeah.
bad. If you,
Yeah.
you treat it like a serious Sam game and you just turn your brain off, it's not bad.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
they did have a few updates that helped it, but
Oh,
is
yeah.
it still like fantastic now? No, but it's fun. But of course, I'd like to put out real quick that I'd like to point out that in case nobody knew this, Johnny did a video comparing a lot of the Alien games.
I saw that.
And that was about 3 weeks ago, and it is an excellent excellent watch. So as soon as you get done with this, if you've got time before you go to bed, go over there on Johnny Graphics' channel and check that out, because it is a wonderfully put together, very well thought out, fantastic, and of course, as always, very funny. But I like the funny. Gene likes the funny. Rob likes the funny. So
I
he
appreciate
throws
that.
his comedy in there, and it's a wonderful video.
I
It's
spent
really
more
good.
time on that than almost any other thing I've ever done in my life.
Passion project.
I just took my time with it, yeah, and it ended up being like over half an hour long, which is crazy for me. But yeah, that was fun to make. But this property just gives you so much to talk about. Like even Alien 3 Resurrection. I mean, these are pretty good movies. They're just not. The sequels weren't as good as 1 and 2, but
I've
property
learned
is
to
good.
appreciate that one finally.
Rob, what do you think in terms of two movies, dog?
I've never. So you guys are probably like, I've only watched the first one, and I honestly all that I remember from it is like part LSD and part Spaceball memories. So
whoa, that's a weird association.
yeah. I remember watching the first one, and then like there was like the guy trying to stab his hand or something, right? Was that one?
That was the second one.
That's the
Oh.
second one. Yeah,
Well, maybe I saw
Bishop
that one
was
then.
doing the knife trick. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, and then something about a cat, and then a little girl, and then
that's the second one.
oh, was
Rob.
it? So maybe I watched the second one then.
I think you did.
Oh, all right. I thought that
Although
was the first one.
The cat played a bigger role in the first one, so you might have seen both and just kind of over time sort of
Merged in
spliced
the-
them together.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, like when Jonesy jumped out with that chainsaw and saved her from the xenobot. Get out of
Of
get away from my
course,
owner.
Of course.
Right.
That was
Yeah.
They're good, though. I mean,
Ken!
I'm not as big Alien fans as probably you guys are, but I mean, I do appreciate them. Like, I love anything to do with space and sci-fi, and I did love like the weaponry and And there was like some great characters in that. What's that one female kicks ass? Is it Rodriguez?
Vasquez.
Yeah.
Vasquez.
Yeah, I mean,
Vasquez
she's like
is
an
awesome.
icon, man. Like, she's probably
She
more
is.
of an icon, I think, than Sigourney is sometimes.
In
Yeah.
some respects, yeah. In some
Yeah.
respects, she can
So-
be.
She's holding the heaviest gun. She holds the
Yeah.
heaviest gun. That
That
smart
gun.
It's badass.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna date myself a little bit with Aliens. I saw this in the theater. So like when it came out, I was like 14, and I was like, "Oh yeah, let's go see that shit." And my best friend and I went and saw it because I loved the first one. I mean, I used to watch the first one on cable a lot. I'd be like 10 years old watching on cable, going at my buddy's house who had cable because we didn't have it on my end of town yet. And I was like, wonder when they're gonna have cable in my town. I was like 2 years after he got cable. It was a small town. It wasn't like they were doing Boston or Dallas. They're doing this little tiny podunk town, and it took them 2 years to get from the east end of town. I'm like, well, I'll just keep, I wasn't going to my buddy's house just to watch cable, but I mean, it was just like, well, it's a good reason to go to Walt's house. So I can go watch Aliens and Exorcist 400 times.
Are you saying that because he's watching?
Yeah. I doubt he's watching. Yeah,
I liked him as a friend. Trust me, he was really cool.
I think Professor we'll just say Professor Walt is probably getting ready for bed for tomorrow morning. So I don't think he's
You were friends with the professor?
well, he is now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he is.
Let's discuss this story.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're not. We're not gonna sidetrack anymore.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, right.
but anyway, so James Cameron, his directorial approach, by comparison to Ridley Scott's, a little different here. So, what can we say about James Cameron versus Ridley Scott? Because we are going to compare the two films a little bit. We're not going in depth in the other one, but
Right.
what can we say a little bit about James Cameron's approach versus Mr. Scott?
Well, I think they're very different. I mean, that's, I think, hot take perhaps, I love Ridley Scott. I think Cameron is a better director. I think he has more, he takes more ownership of the project and does more of his thing with it, whereas Ridley, he does that as well, especially with his period movies. But he's more of a part of a team, whereas the writers have a lot, and at least I get that impression when I watch it. I just feel like a James Cameron movie, especially back then, was a James Cameron movie, whereas Ridley Scott movies definitely had his flavor in there, but it was more of, he was part of a greater whole a little bit more.
Ridley Scott seemed like he was more character focused than a
Right.
Perhaps, yeah.
Because Ridley Scott movies in general always focuses on characters. I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to look at Prometheus, you see a lot of that, and that was Ridley kind of making his return. And there's definitely a lot of more intimate focus on the characters, kind of like the first movie, which you're right. I mean, that is kind of part of his flavor, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
I was gonna say, I don't know if you guys saw the movie True Romance, but that was there was a ton of characters in that. There's a ton of characters in that movie, and it was a very character driven movie, and that's a Ridley Scott one. So
yeah.
Is so the movie The Thing, who's the director for that?
That's Cameron.
That was Cameron. Okay. So
But that's early 80s Cameron, so that's kind of a different Cameron than we got here.
Hold on. The Thing?
Yeah,
no, that wasn't.
That's John Carpenter.
That was Carpenter. Yeah.
That was Carpenter. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in terms of the two movies, I think I'll just kind of restate what I said earlier. Like, I feel like Ridley Scott, what Ridley Scott was probably doing? He was like on some like Lovecraft type stuff, like when he was doing that, because the alien was there, but you would barely see like the alien. You would only see like images and not even images, but like shadows or like side structures of it.
Quick glimpses.
Yeah, quick glimpses of it to keep the suspense and horror all the way up until the end when when Ripley's trying to escape on the escape ship, right?
Right.
But in Cameron's like, yo, this is a hostile threat. All right, you need to realize like how hostile it is. All right, and then when the ish hit the fan, like that's when the movie just kept rolling, and it was literally like a roller coaster after that.
Yeah.
So like between the two, yeah. So that's how I'm probably looking at like both of the directors probably like no vision on the xenomorph and everything.
Right. And to
Well-
build on your John Carpenter connection a little bit more, if you were to watch the original Halloween, that was a Carpenter film as well, and that also did that technique where you don't see Michael a lot, and when you do, it's so much more impactful. And that's like you said. I mean, that's very. Alien maybe did that even more, where you really didn't see the alien much at all. It was mostly just cinematography implying where it was.
Right.
And then your imagination got carried away, and that's where 90% of the horror comes from, which was smart.
Right.
Well, and this movie, I mean, there was a lot of suspense there, especially like this with Newt. You were thinking, she's done for here. Until but there were suspenseful moments, and even if you watch the 1990 extended cut and you see the colony starting to kind of go under attack and everything, and then she's hiding from the xenomorphs and stuff, and it's trying to get to her and all that other stuff. There are those moments of terror, but it wasn't just strictly psychological terror, or like we were saying, kind of like a stalker film, like the original Alien was. So, and then there was of course a lot more action, because this is, now I could be wrong, but this is one of the very first movies where you actually saw that kind of I hate to say stereotype, but it is kind of a stereotype in movies now, where it's just like, okay, we got all these badasses, we got to put them together, now we're going to go kick some ass. So you got this movie. The fourth one was the same way. Blade, Blade 2 was that way. So, and then of course you had Ron Perlman, who was playing basically the same character in both of those movies.
He's just Ron Perlman.
Yeah, he's Ron Perlman.
Even when he's Hellboy, he's just Ron Perlman.
Yeah, I love Ron Perlman.
I do too.
He's a pit bull. That's what he is.
He's
a pit bull.
Yeah,
but
I think that this kind of started off that kind of subgenre of let's go hunting and kick things asses, and I dig that. I dig that this is probably the one that came in at the ground floor and did that. Whereas we had the jump scares and the what's behind the bush, and there's Michael Myers with his whatever, and there's and this one like The Thing predates this movie. Of the two films, I don't know which one I would say is scarier, the original Alien or The Thing. I'd have to say The Thing, just because of the gore factor there.
Pretty close. Yeah. They're different types of movies, but they're close. They're both very scary, very good horror movies.
Yeah.
A
lot of corn syrup too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot of corn syrup.
I'd be more afraid of The Thing, because at least The Thing, because you don't know where that's coming from. You don't know who is. Whereas Alien,
who it's gonna be.
Right. At least you know what you're looking for in Alien.
Yeah. Also, the ending of The Thing was way more up in the air. Like you don't. Right. That wasn't really a happy ending at all. Whereas Alien at least kind of ended like she got the alien. So
yeah. Let's go to the chat and check out a few things here and see what's going on.
No, isn't gonna make it.
Yeah. And I will say that he said he wasn't going to be able to make it. He's having problems. He can't figure out why the speakers is grayed out, and it won't let him. Won't let him hear the show, and so I said we'll have him on for another show. So we're sorry that you wouldn't be able to make it today. Kick the speakers. That's my suggestion. Kick them.
Hit them.
If he can, Mysticles, if you can still figure it out before we. End the show. Come on in. We don't care. Just pop back in.
You probably saw Johnny was a Steelers fan in Ohio.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those.
We're out here, boy.
There's Wayne. You say I have memories of Alien Arcade Run and Gun. Yep.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. The side scroller beat him. It's not even a beat him, it's a shoot him up. The side scroller. Hey, it's retro trade.
We'll see them at Torg.
Yes, we shall. Torg.
I wonder if they're selling anything, because Retro Trade. I wonder if they're going to sell anything, or they're just there to visit.
Yeah, Retro Trade. Do you have a booth? We'll find out.
Yeah, you'll type
Feverishly typing. No, yes, I don't. I'm just gonna sell. I'm just gonna sell stuff out of my car.
Come trade with me.
I'm not even selling video game stuff. I got a bowling ball and I got some old shoes and
Jesus,
that's me. That's what I'll be selling. I mean, come on outside. I got some hefty bags and
okay
with your professor friend.
Yeah, my professor friend. So, all right. So we, oh boy. We have some pretty cool key characters in this film. Of course, we have the wonderful, fantastic Ellen Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver, and Corporal Hicks. I'd love to have that gun, but I'd rather have an actual flamethrower any day before that. And she was carrying all that stuff at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah, this was the performance of a lifetime. I don't want to let this slip out without us acknowledging this. Like Sigourney Weaver absolutely annihilated this role. She was so good. She went from broken, survivor of a horribly traumatic event in space,
victim
to a unstoppable machine, a killing machine at the end, and it made perfect sense. There was no challenge to my disbelief whatsoever. It was so well paced out, and part of that is the writing and the directing and everything, but she could have screwed that up. That's a hard performance. That's a big arc, and she absolutely nailed it. This is the performance of a lifetime. This is the performance of a generation. This is iconic. This was an iconic role, and she nailed it.
She's the reason why, like, in video games, I'll be a female protagonist. Like, I'll be a female protagonist, yo.
It's fun because there's an arc there, for a female that you would think would maybe be in trouble easier. Yeah, Sarah Connor comes close. Similar.
Well,
Connor's been through some shit, man.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that a lot of modern day entertainment people completely and utterly forget, and even Jennifer Lawrence even stuck her foot in it too, going, well, I'm like the first, strong female lead, hero. And I'm like, get over yourself. Have you seen any of those other films?
Yeah, stop that. Okay.
It's okay to be another one. But
it's okay to be the next one in line of succession, but you can't go, oh, well, there was no Ellen Ripley. There was no Sarah Connor. And hold on. Also, I can't remember her name right now. It just left my head. She was in the Sarah Connor Chronicles as Sarah Connor. She was fantastic as well. The one who was in Game of Thrones.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, Lena Headey. She was fantastic in that, and that's a great show. But even Nancy from Nightmare on Elm Street, and to some greater or lesser degree, depending upon which movie you're watching, Jamie Lee Curtis. She wasn't so much a fighter as she is in the last couple of movies, which are take a different direction from the other ones, because it's like they're pretending the other ones didn't exist. But she survived. She fought back. Was she kicking ass? Not necessarily, but she outlasted everybody, and she, one way or the other, she fought back, and she was there for the long haul. No, she's no Ellen Ripley by any means, but all these ladies here, and I could keep going. I mean, we could bring up tons and tons of different strong female leads and strong female characters from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s that predate anybody in the last 20 years. So, and my hat's off to them. But that's one thing that people never, ever, ever mention, that 99% of the time in horror movies, it's always a female left at the end. It's always a female who wins at the end.
Well, it's more fun to watch that, because your subconscious doesn't really expect that. So it's more fun to watch, a female overcome. But Laurie Strode, I would say, she's in a whole different kind of situation, because she took 20 years to get to the point that Ellen Ripley did in one movie. Ellen Ripley went from Scream Queen to Killing Machine in one movie.
Wow, that is nice, Johnny. There we go.
Well, she went from victim here you know, I mean, it wasn't her kid, but all of a sudden it was her kid.
By the end of the movie, it was her kid, and that's all that matters.
And this is Mama Bear going, get away from my kid.
But that's the beautiful thing about Aliens is it's two mama bears. It's two moms that are unstoppable. It is unstoppable mom A and unstoppable mom B, and they're both doing what they think is best to defend their children and defend their own legacy. Perfect. And it's like
very well put.
It's just going to end. It's just going to end in this spectacular showdown, which of course it did. And that's that's maybe my favorite element of the movie is that it's about a lot of things, but I think it's primarily about one mom and another mom that are both just unstoppable and will not quit defending their children. And it's an amazing tale. You know?
I wish I would have thought of this earlier, because back in 1998, when I was in Florida on my honeymoon with my ex, we were at Planet Hollywood. And it was the biggest Planet Hollywood I've ever been in. And we were sitting upstairs, and I looked down into the downstairs, and sitting down there was the Alien Queen and this loader. And they were on two great big, things, like platforms. Right. And one was sitting way across the other side of the restaurant. One was on the other side, and probably about 20 feet from one another. And they are as enormous. They're much more big in person, and they were the real things too. I asked one of the waiters, I was just like, is this really, this isn't like a reproduction? They go, no, these are the ones from the movie. They go, it's Planet Hollywood, dude. And I go, oh my God, and so it was just amazing looking up at these things. And like, this queen was just a monster. Well, obviously. No, it was a puppy, Scott. No, but it was just
a literal monster.
Yeah, and it was just like, oh my God. And as something that was just like this physical prop, if you will, I'm sitting there looking at this thing in awe, and then it dawned on me. I'm like, if this thing were real, standing in front of me, I'd be applesauce. Mm-hmm. And I'd probably pee myself and leave. But then, of course, there's Ellen Ripley. Get away from her, you bitch. It's just like, I couldn't have done that. I think I would have probably I'd have run. I'd find a corner to hide and peed. That's probably what I would have done.
Had a brain aneurysm and just collapsed.
I'm out.
I think, and then this is why, like, for the people that are watching, if you are able to watch it, you really need to watch the 1990 cut. Like, you really need to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, me and my partner Dee Dee were talking about it because I was watching it last night with her. I fell asleep.
And hi, Dee Dee. Hi.
But we watched it last night, and it fills in so many gaps because, like, I'm not gonna say too much, but in the 1990 cut, they find Ripley on the ship. On the rescue ship or the escape pod. Right. She's been in stasis for 57 years. She's already had a kid, and then when they rescued her, her kid's dead. Was dead 3 years prior to her rescue.
She was basically Buck Rogers. She just didn't travel 500 years.
She didn't travel 500 years. But then when you look at the picture of her daughter, like old, and then you look at Newt and everything like that, you see the resemblance. Yeah.
Sure.
You see the resemblance, yo. So this Mama Bear instinct thing is not just awesome, more like, oh, it's a kid and I need to save them. No, it is way more deeper than that. It's way more deeper than that.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Johnny. My bad.
I was just agreeing with you. I mean, it's Ripley's. It's very specific to Ripley. It's not, like you said, it's not just, she didn't just come across a kid and decide to take her in, which is what the original theatrical cut sort of implies, which is, it really is a disservice to the plot. Mm-hmm. It's Ripley has a very specific void here. Mm-hmm. And also the 1990 cut also tells you Newt's trauma, which is uniquely positioned to fit right in with Ripley like a puzzle piece, because she, again, I don't want to spoil too much, but it explains Newt's situation and why they need each other. It's not just a kid coming across an adult and they just happen to click. They need each other, like you said, in a much deeper way that you don't get that if you don't watch the The what do you call it? Just the 1990 cut?
I said that it's the extended version.
The extended cut. Yeah, like
extended cut. Yeah.
Yeah, when you bring it
which
up
is a
on the
shame that
Blu-ray,
they had to cut that down.
when you bring it up on the Blu-ray, it says 1986 theatrical, and then it says 1990 extended, I believe, isn't it?
Extended, yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
So and just as a little point of order, if you're watching Alien 3, I would also say watch the cut that came out later.
Yes,
that was
much better.
closer to Fincher's original vision. It's a little longer and it's a little weirder, but I think it's a better
there's
movie
another
also.
cut for Alien 3? I had no idea.
And it's better. It's not as important as watching the 90 cut of Aliens.
Yeah.
But it's a better film to watch. I don't know what they call it, but it's just another cut, director's cut.
Yeah.
And it has more of his original vision for what they wanted, because Alien 3 was a mess basically.
And for me, because I of course saw that in the theater as well, and for me, the thing that really took me out of the film was the cinematography was crap.
Well, it was inconsistent. That was my thing.
It was
too many different visions like conflicting with each other. But anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And I just watched that one again recently, and I have a better appreciation for it now than I used to.
Yeah, it's not a bad movie. It's a good movie.
No, it's not. But a lot of people were just like, oh gosh, the unfinished CGI in this thing, because they were using they some of the scenes when you would see some of the xenomorphs and stuff, they look terrible. It looked like it looked like PS1 video game. You're sitting there going, oh,
it
come
does.
on.
Mr. Cleese said Sigourney didn't actually even say okay until 3 months before production of the movie.
Yeah, there's a
Alien 3?
Yeah, there's a great video out there about Alien 3 and talking about pre-production and the production hell of that movie and getting up to get that movie made. If anybody is really interested, look it up on YouTube. Just do a search. You'll find it's a great watch. It's a really great watch.
It's that's really worthy of its own movie. Like the way the shit everyone went through to get that movie made.
Yeah, that was a production hell movie.
But considering all that, it did come together, and it's an okay film. It really is. Of course, it doesn't hold a candle to Aliens, though. That's the thing.
No.
Well,
more Aliens. Let's go.
When we're talking about the development of Ripley here in this film. Well, what about Newt as well? Because we see her going literally from, and I don't have a picture of her beforehand, but we see her, a victim of her surroundings. Losing everybody, and she's the last lone survivor of this outpost on this planet that's supposed to be terraforming it, and now she's like a scared little kitty cat. She's literally turned it, well, not literally, but she's figuratively turned into a stray cat that is terrified of everything and hiding everywhere and trying to live off of whatever she can find and trying to stay away from these monsters so she can survive. And then by the end of the movie, she's a little braver, a little stronger. She's given a little more confidence strictly because of this woman here who has, shown her some care and some love that, of course,
and encouragement
that this jackass here, wanted to, make sure she was brought home in a pod impregnated with a xenomorph just so he could get paid.
Burke is the most punchable corporate dude I've ever seen in a movie.
Yeah. So sleazy. And they picked the right character for that. This was sleaze.
Yeah, the casting is it's almost too good, because every time I see him in another movie, I'm like, I fucking hate you.
I love Paul Reiser. He's such a funny comedian. I love him. But in this movie, he's so perfect for that part. And then when I was listening to it again earlier this morning, when they're accusing him of, hey, you were planning to put us in this and you get us back, and then we were already in cryostasis and everything like that, and he's not even getting angry about it. He's just sitting there going, will you listen to yourselves? This is so preposterous. Right,
gaslighting them. He's gaslighting them. He's like, how crazy you sound. That's even though they're exactly right.
He may as well just
it was a bad call.
It was just a bad call.
It was a bad call.
People died, But also with Ripley herself, and Sigourney Weaver, of course, a wonderful, wonderful actor herself. But this, not just the sets and the the effects, but the script itself was beautifully crafted, and she took what she saw on the page and turned Ellen Ripley from one thing into another. And I think that not only do you have to take your hat off just just to Sigourney Weaver, but the writer and the director as well, because that was a marriage made in heaven right there. She had a lot of great lines, but one of my favorite lines in the whole film, one of my favorite lines, is when she's in front of that board and they're all questioning her about this, and you blew up this and da 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 da, and they're not believing her, they don't care.
Yeah. At the
And
beginning.
when she picks up all the paperwork, and she was just basically, I mean, I don't remember the exact line, but she says, all this stuff here, you'll get one of those back here on Earth. You can just kiss all this stuff goodbye. And I was just like, thank you.
Listen,
and they're all like,
listen to the smart lady, guys. Listen to the smart lady. That's why everyone died in the first movie. They didn't listen to the smart lady.
yeah.
And then you know what makes no sense? Like, me and D talking about it like this morning. We're like, yo, okay. First movie, the company sent them in because they knew this thing was down there, and then to investigate it, right? Secondly, the LV-426 goes black for God knows how long, because like if you look at the Queen Alien, she got the huge egg sac. That didn't just grow overnight. All right, like that didn't grow overnight.
That's 20 years.
Yeah, of that happening in that space. And like, God, wow, Newt survived that whole entire time. That is wild. But I digress. Like the company erased everything from the deposition. Erased everything from the deposition about what happened, any information of it, and everything like that. So then Burke has to go pull her out of like freaking retirement and everything to get an idea. He has no idea what's going on. All right, he just knows that this crazy lady that's loading stuff at the docks knows about some kind of weird organism and everything like that. So when they get to the planet, dog, they're even more underprepared. And they're not even listening to her. Because why? Like even Burke, when he came to propose the move, she already read her psych files. And you don't think all those Marines didn't read her psych files too? You don't think they read all the psych files too? So she's talking to them. The Marines are just like, yeah, this lady's freaking crazy. Like, whatever, dog. Like, we dealt with Rosh. We were Rosh before. Like, we can handle this, dog. Hudson's talking about sonic ball breakers and phalanx lasers and everything like that. And then when he gets on the planet, he's just bugging out. Didi's like, yo, classic PTSD. Look at him. He's the panic guy. Through the whole entire movie, everyone's trying to reel Hudson back in. Yo, because he's bugging out.
Yeah, and that's the opposite direction. That's the opposite direction of what happened with Ripley and what happened with Newt. I mean, he goes from
lost all his faculties.
Big talking badass to all of a sudden, just like you said, just that's it. PTSD right now. Let's get out of here, man. I ain't going back in there. And then Ripley.
And he's the most braggadocious one going in. He's telling him, we got knives. We, like you said,
you ought to see the weaponry we got here. It's just like this girl survived without anything. And here you are, Mr. Badass, and you can't survive with all the stuff you've got.
You're gonna put her in charge.
Oh, I love when Hicks I forget the name of it because I have some of the characters here, but the one guy who was head of the mission back when they were watching everybody on the cameras, and when she just went ahead and took that vehicle and said, fuck this, I'm going in there. Excuse me, I'm going in there. I love when Hicks said, "You had your turn. That was it. You had your chance." It was just like, no. You're done. You already screwed it up. Yeah.
Corporal Gorman.
Yeah, Corporal Gorman. That's right.
Yeah.
I will take my hat off to a certain character. He's a minor character by comparison, but I love this dude. And I have his name right here. Al Matthews, who played Sergeant Apone. That dude was
Yes.
awesome. And one of my
He's in
absolute
Halo. Right?
yeah, he's in Halo.
Rob, he's in Halo.
Yep.
Like Rob, he's in Halo. Like
Was his character in Halo?
He's the sergeant.
Oh, with the squared up hat, like the real
Straight up hat, the black dude. That's him.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
it.
It's basically him, dog. Yo,
Is he chewing on a cigar, chewing it to death?
I don't know.
I don't
What's
remember
the
anymore.
between the cigar and
He has
Halo?
a cigar
I think he
in
had a
hand.
cigar.
Mhm.
I think he
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
But maybe
he's in
maybe he
Halo.
didn't. Maybe he did. I don't know. But
He did.
one of my I mean he has a lot of great lines. And you know,
Apples and
he's your
elbows.
typical kind of like, you know,
Which I still don't understand, but I love it.
but he's the head of the operation. He's the head of these Marines. He's in charge. But the one thing I really dig about him, and just how he says it, is so cool. When he basically is like talking to Ellen about she goes, what, I can do this, I can do this. You show me what you can do, So he gets up, she gets in that loader, and she picks the stuff up, and he's like totally impressed. He's like, and she goes, where do you want this? And he's just like, over in Bay 12, please. I love that line.
He gets
I love
so
that
polite
line.
with her.
Yeah, he's just like, she's one of the gang,
Yep,
and probably better than the gang. And we find out she is.
He was sort of the gatekeeper in that moment too, of like
Yeah.
whether or not she's in the club.
Yeah,
And he definitely like let her in. He was like, okay.
there are some times where you can see somebody in a film and they are one of the minor characters, and just their performance really shines.
He shines
And
so bright.
he is the supernova of the of the lesser crew.
Yeah,
Or the movie crew, I should say.
for sure.
There's so many minor characters that did like a little thing that was great. Like I like Frost. Like when they were walking through the area, and like Drake is ahead with the smart gun, and then Frost got the motion tracker on, and he was like, "Talk to me, Frost." He was like, keep going forward, baby."
Keep going forward, baby.
Well, from what I understand, didn't these actors hang out like a lot prior to filming to build like a genuine bond? That's what I read in.
That's so.
That was my understanding, that they did that. Like they purposefully all hung out a lot, like before filming. So when it was time for them to film, they were all genuinely friends, and it kind of just showed up in their performances, which is you can tell that doesn't happen in most movies, because you can be a good actor, but there's no way to replace genuinely like knowing people that you're around and being friends with them, and it came so naturally from all of them in that movie. It's such a good way to approach a big cast like that.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, let's. I'm going to move on to this next thing here.
Okay. My fault.
In this film, just like some of the other ones, of course, you have different variations of the xenomorphs. So you have the face huggers, you have the Queen, you have the drones. So how do you view each of these kinds of, and I'll say it like this, these kinds of animals, these kinds of creatures, and how do they fit respectively into their own universe or their own little hive, if you will?
They're just ants.
Basically, yeah.
Rob, break it down. Break it down.
I mean, that's all it is. They're just ants. It's just a colony. It's a colony of just. I mean, even it doesn't even have to be specifically ants, but
or bees.
Or bees.
Yeah, in an insect type
The
environment,
Borg.
You have the Queen, and then you have, like you said, you've got the drones, you've got the workers, you've got everything that makes up their little community. So
You got the larva sort of baby.
and if you
form as
invade
well.
any of those, like if you invade an anthill.
You just lose Rob.
Rob, you there?
Rob's looking at a queen alien right now.
No, he isn't.
It just took him out. Well, if he freezes, he'll come back in a minute.
But yeah, he's right though. I mean, that was more or less going to be my point. I think is that they're like it's a hive. It's a colony creature. It's like ants or bees, and there's your drones, there's your Queen, there's your couple specialty roles. Like some stronger warriors that are more likely to be out front, maybe
That are in here as well. in this very
Right.
scene.
And really, this is about the extent of like building on the types of aliens that I thought made sense. After this point, when you got the dog alien and whatever the hell they were in Resurrection, whatever that abomination was there, once you get to that point, I started to kind of be like, okay, stop. But in this movie did it right, where they basically modeled it after ants or bees, and I think that makes perfect sense. That made perfect sense.
One thing I really liked about this scene, because she in a way kind of had her elite soldiers off to the side, or her own henchmen, if you will. Her own
her elite guard.
Yeah, her secret service, or whatever you want to call them. And here they, you see 2 of them or 3, kind of almost like they're like, bouncers in a bar. 2 of them like right by, coming in real quiet, and she looks, and then like she's like, okay, come near me, I'm gonna start torching this stuff, and then all the queen does is just kind of look at them, and they're like, all right, and backs off. That's it.
Right.
Just hisses at him. She hisses at him.
Yeah.
And then they back off. Like, I think that's a perfect analogy. Like some kind of like insect hive. You know what I mean?
Almost like they communicate through pheromones or something almost.
Like, and transmit that, and then they backed off and everything like that. But then when chips come down, then that's when they'll pounce and everything like that. But everything is for the integrity of the hive and everything like that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. They all have the one goal. They just perpetuate the hive.
Yeah, perpetuate exactly the hive.
Keep it thriving. One more quarter said, that he did have a cigar in Halo. So,
he did have a cigar.
Okay, nice.
Kool-Aid said the hive mind, sheltering. And I like how the eggs have an exit point to show how they could have evolved to make egg hatching more efficient too. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. I like that.
That's a good point, because eggs normally kind of don't have that perforation, right? They're just eggs, and however they hatch, they hatch. But yeah, this is like a super efficient form of egg.
Well, in the first one they did, but it was very, it was extremely subtle. But this, you can just see it. And I think that was a definite improvement on the design.
Yeah. I think they might be a little bigger too.
They do look bigger.
I think in the first one they were a little smaller.
It'd be interesting to see what they look like, because I haven't watched Prometheus in a while. It'd be interesting to compare these to the ones in Prometheus.
Well, Prometheus is a whole different thing. They start off as like those pathogen vases or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking of Prometheus. What's
Covenant.
Covenant. Thank you.
Covenant.
Oh, okay.
That's when you saw the egg.
Yeah.
In Covenant. Yep.
So now we have moving right along here. Rob has not popped back in yet. He's probably having more cable problems. I'm going to go down there and talk. I'm going to come up there and talk to your kids if they mess with you, and I'm going to go down and talk to his cable company.
Gosh, man. My kids are cool, yo.
Your kids are cool. I know they are. And if any of them are watching, hey, have a great day and be good to my friend here, because he knows what he's talking about. Hey, I will say this, from a guy who used to be a straight A student all the time, and when I got to biology too, I started messing up. And I was messing up because I was watching James Bond movies on Thursday nights, and we had tests every other week on Friday. And I screwed up. And I will tell you what, I went in that class, I kid you not, a student had my very first and only F on a report card. And me and James Bond were to blame. And it was mostly me. And my mom, I swear to you, my mom looked at me and said, "No more James Bond."
Shaking the head.
Yeah, I go, yeah.
The trump card.
I said, you don't have to tell me. I'm embarrassed enough. I let myself down. So the very next semester, it was a lot better. So you listen to this man here. He knows what he's talking about. He ain't gonna steer you wrong.
Yo, I got a piece out.
Okay.
All right, bub.
Yeah,
And we are going to have a huge harbinger of memes here. So if you get to watch it later, I know you'll.
Yeah,
enjoy it.
I'm gonna watch it later. Definitely. Hopefully,
All right.
Raw Packs pops back on. I gotta get ready for the morning, yo. Y'all know my morning.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, you have a good night and a good week. We'll talk to you
Thank
soon.
you. I appreciate it, yo. I'll be back for the next one, yo.
Absolutely.
Take care, buddy.
All right, bro. Peace.
Love technician.
We're down to 2. Oh my gosh, the aliens
to
are
2.
picking us out.
Hold on, I gotta go.
When you see everything turn red here in the room, we're screwed.
Oh, because the power, man, they're animals.
Well, we're pretty close to the harbinger of memes anyway. So
Okay.
So even if it's just you and me and our viewers, that's fine.
Well, let me make another point. I got to make another point.
Absolutely.
This occurred to me when we were talking about the cast, and then I just forgot to mention it. Bill Paxton is the only person, to my knowledge, that has played a character to get killed by an alien, a predator, and a Terminator. He's been killed by all 3, and he's the only one, to my knowledge. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some expert in the chat can correct me, but I'm pretty sure he's the only one to get killed by a predator, an alien, and a Terminator.
Let's see.
So,
was that Predator 2?
Yeah, Predator 2.
Yeah.
He got killed in the subway, I think.
Yeah, and he was one of the punk hippies at the beginning of the first Terminator.
Right. He was basically just like a fodder,
I need your clothes.
He was a notch in the Terminator's bedpost,
Well, there he is. He's back. He's back.
Hey.
Well, it wouldn't be a show if I didn't bail out.
Gene said he doesn't love you anymore for abandoning us.
Yeah, he was talking
No.
trash about you, dude.
Man.
You know he wouldn't do that. No, he wouldn't do that.
I'm on my phone right now, so the phone internet.
Cool.
Yeah.
That might be more reliable.
You look smaller.
Okay.
Get that wide angle going.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were just talking about how Bill Paxton has played a character that got killed by an alien, a predator, and a Terminator. And maybe you can correct me, but I'm pretty sure that he's the only one that's ever had that, all 3 of those experiences.
Wow. A Terminator also?
And he was turned into a pile of shit. So
I don't know about that.
Yeah. He was in Weird Science. He got turned into a pile of shit.
Oh yeah, he was the bully brother, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the very first movie I ever saw him in.
Man, this guy, let's just like take a moment and just appreciate Bill Paxton's existence. I love this man.
And I was very sad when he passed away.
We lost him way too soon. I mean, you lose anybody too soon, right? But like Bill Paxton, he had at least another 20 years of great performances ahead of him. I don't even remember how he died. I guess it was something untimely, I guess.
He was having a heart issue, and if I'm not mixing him up with somebody else, I think he went in to have some surgery done or something, and I think there were complications during the surgery, and he passed away during the surgery, I think. But I know it was something to do with his heart.
Well, pour one out for Bill Paxton. This guy's a legend. This guy rules. I love any movie that he's in is elevated, exponentially because of his presence in it. I love the guy.
I agree.
One of my favorite actors of all time.
He's had some storied roles, man. It's crazy. Like he's been in a lot of just big blockbuster films, even like True Lies and
that's right. He was that douchebag in True Lies.
Yeah, like he's been attached to just about everything that you can think
Another
of.
Cameron film.
Yep.
Yeah, another Cameron film.
One of my favorite Cameron films, And he was, and he played a lead role in Frailty, which was a very different type of movie.
Yeah.
And he was very good there. He did it in his Bill Paxton-y kind of way, but it worked.
Retro Trade says, love this part of the show, the memes. Yeah, we're going to be getting to the Harbinger of memes here in just a minute.
I thought I missed it. I was like, did we miss the memes?
No. Alien versus Predator versus Terminator versus Bill Paxton. Hey, there's Lauren. Yes, rest in peace, Bill Paxton. Great actor, will always be remembered. He was one of those actors that I was like, there's whenever somebody I really like or anybody really likes, of course they're going to get bummed out. But he was one of the ones. I mean, I'm not going to go through a list, but like the one that really stunned me, and it happened 20 years ago this year. was John Ritter, and I was really bummed out about that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the very next day, we had Johnny Cash pass away, and and Johnny was in his 70s, but and it was just really crappy how John passed away on his daughter's 6th birthday on 9/11.
He was on borrowed time, though, whereas
Yeah.
it's sad to see anybody go, obviously, but when you're under 70 and under 60, under 70, it's particularly Twister was great.
He was great. Twister.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
You're gonna have a sequel.
It was a popcorn movie. There wasn't a whole lot to it, but it was fun. It was entertaining. That was a good movie too.
Is that another cow? No, it's the same one.
Also, let's take a moment and appreciate Lance Henriksen. This guy also rules and he's been in, other than I guess Sigourney, he's maybe in the most Alien stuff. He's not always Bishop. Sometimes he's Weyland-Yutani in 3 and I want to say is he in the first one? He's in the first one, right?
No.
No, that was Ash. That was a different android. Okay.
Yeah, that is oh shoot, I forgot his name already. It just popped up.
He's an old classic actor from a different age, really.
The guy who played Bilbo Baggins in Fellowship of the Ring. I forgot his name.
Oh, really? That was Ash?
Yeah, that was him.
Damn, there's some range.
Yeah.
But not that different, I guess, if you think about it. But
I cannot remember his name.
Also, Lance Henriksen was he's been in a lot of video games and done a really good job.
And he's also been in the Alien video games as Bishop or Weyland or whomever. Yeah, so he's
in
always
that Aliens versus Predator 2010 game. He's in that. And out of all the Alien games that exist, that's one of the best. It really is. No one talks about it, but that AVP 3, AVP 2010, that's one of the best games. And part of it's because they have, Lance Henriksen's in it, and he does a great job. But so anyway, just wanted to point out a couple really good actors, that have really colored this franchise and helped elevate it quite a bit.
Oh, absolutely. He's aside from Sigourney Weaver, he is definitely one of the faces of Alien. Right. I mean, if you were gonna paint the Mount Rushmore of Alien, it would be Sigourney Weaver, and then it would be Lance Henriksen. Of course, the xenomorph queen, of course, herself from the second one here. And then if I had to
not a lot of characters beyond those two that have been in multiple things.
No, I think if you were going to pick a fourth one, I'd have to pick Ash. That'd be yeah.
Maybe or maybe I would probably pick Michael Biehn, maybe, because I think Michael he was iconic.
Yeah, or even from the one from the first one that oh, I forgot his name. I'm forgetting everybody's names right now.
Michael Bihn's another James Cameron favorite, because he used him in Terminator as well, which is maybe one day. I don't know if you've done Terminator without me or
no.
Because that would be another one I'd like to talk about because that's a whole different side of Cameron. It's
on the list.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Good.
Well, if it's not on the list, it's supposed to be. This isn't even the right list.
It's just a random piece of paper.
This is a Game Closet's list. That's not Video Vault Live. Whoops, wrong one. Well, I always have many questions that I ask, and depending upon time, if we can get through them all, fine. If not, sometimes I cut some for time, or we kind of talk over them. So I have a couple more, but I'm just going to pick one, and then we're going to go right into Harbinger and memes.
Okay.
So the one that I'm kind of looking at here, this franchise has a vast legacy, and even if it ties over into the AVP, which of course AVP 2 was terrible, and some of the Alien related films are maybe not to everybody's liking, but they all have their pluses and minuses here and there.
Sure.
But what is the impact of this movie, Aliens, on the broader Alien franchise and its lasting legacy in the world of cinema itself?
I mean, I think its impact on the franchise is fairly obvious, but I think it's more interesting to talk about its impact on just fiction and media in general, because like the amount of video games, 16-bit, 32-bit, like from the, Alien Syndrome and, Contra and, you could Splatterhouse. There are so many games across the different genres that clearly were at least in part inspired by some of the aesthetics and ideas and aliens. I mean, it was, I can't think of any other thing that has had that wide of a net of influence over so many other things, other movies. There's a great movie called Underwater that came out a few years ago.
Never heard of that one.
That's it's got that girl from Twilight who's sort of the Ellen Ripley equivalent, and that great film. But obviously, it's, you know, it wouldn't exist if it weren't for Alien and Aliens even perhaps. But yeah, I would say, you know, it's just the influence is everywhere, especially if you play retro games. You can see it in 32-bit and 16-bit games. You can't turn around without finding a game that has a you know, an industrial metal corridor with, you know, fog bursting out of the pipes. That Dead Space is it's a much newer game that it's, you walk down any hallway in Dead Space and it feels like you're in the Sulaco or something.
Well,
Yeah.
very
Doom
directly,
3?
I'll go all the way back and say Xenomorph, you know, the arcade game, and of course brought me around to home. You know, that game came out, what, like 81, 82, 83 maybe? And, I mean, you see the damn things in there. I mean, they're not, you know,
straight up copyright infringement.
Yeah, I'll say you're on a
about.
ship. There's aliens. There's alien eggs. Like it's checking all the boxes.
I mean, it didn't Metroid have a creature in it named Ridley?
Oh, now I'm trying to remember.
I think it did.
I think you're right. I think
Either
you're
the
right.
first or second Metroid had an alien boss in it named Ridley that was inspired by Alien. So I mean, it's just, you know, there's a lot of it, you know, you would probably consider copyright infringement today, but you know, there's a little bit more Wild West back then.
That is true. Kool-Aid says Metroid's always felt like an extension of the Alien universe in a weird way to me. Not weird at all, because even the music kind of, you know, even that's the 8-bit and 16-bit era. I think the music also kind of, it gave you that creepy vibe, and a lot of the sound effects, that very echoey or distant sound effects and stuff off in the distance. I think it definitely gave you that what's coming, and then action sort of thing, because now you're shooting everything and stuff.
And just that Geiger aesthetic of like a lot of dark round objects everywhere, where it's borderline phallic and sexual but not quite, and it's like there's this weird, it just creates this weird vibe that, you know, it started with that Geiger look of the first movie in particular, but also Aliens.
Yeah. First boss in R-Type reminds me.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
R-Type
absolutely.
has a ton of it. Yeah.
And Kool-Aid says Ripley is the villain's name, I think. So.
Oh, is it Ripley? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. It says that Ridley is the boss. Well, it's close enough. Yeah. Well, it's Ridley or Ripley. Either or, it's still paying homage.
I'm not super familiar with Metroid, but I know that about it. Yeah, I know that there's a ton of Alien, like just little Easter eggs in there.
I can tell you what I know about it. I especially love Super Metroid, but gosh, I stink at it.
Metroidvanias are not good for my brain because I can't remember where shit was, and it's like, can I just have like level 1, level 2, level 3? Do we have to do this?
Right.
You gotta make me go back and shit. I don't know where anything is.
Well, we are at that point. We are at that point in the show where this happens.
Danger. The emergency disrupt system is now activated. The ship will detonate in T-minus 30 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's right. It is time.
Awesome.
That's the best Harbinger of meme ever.
That is. That's been the best one,
And
man.
that's saying a lot because I like them all.
Well, you know, occasionally I change it up just and accommodate just this particular movie or this one or whatever. And I forget the one where I did the Harbinger of Bora Bora. And I don't do one for every single one, but I was like, yeah, I had to do it. I had that.
Does this mean you put all the work into that and then the memes are gonna suck?
No, as a matter of fact, I had so many memes that I was like, okay, I have to decide, and I think I've got 13 here. I've got 13.
There's a bunch out there. I'm sure you hit a mother load. All right.
Well, I saw one today, and it was on the Gebsis page, and I said, yeah, so I grabbed that. How
That's a
cute!
good one.
He has his father's smile. Look at
Oh,
that.
that's cold, man. He
Yeah.
can't help that shit.
Poor guy.
He's just happy to be alive, and we're making fun of him.
Aliens love a good faced hug.
Wow. There's a connection I never would have thought of.
Yeah, poor Spock. been making fun of Spock there. Oh no, it's Monday.
That is like what Sunday is like.
Yeah.
It's like I'm enjoying my time in the water with my doll, but
Me too.
There's this 9 o'clock.
That was me all day enjoying time in the water with my doll.
As one does.
Queen takes bishop.
Checkmate. Wow, that's really clever. I never thought of that.
I never thought of that until I saw it either. I'm like, oh man. Me laughing at the Area 51 raid with a stray cat I found.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave here with this.
I forgot about that.
Believe in something, even if it means game over, man. Just do it. Yeah.
Valid. Inspirational.
I hate how now there are sometimes I will see a meme and the quality is so bad that I actually just recreate the meme. I did not do that. It was like so close.
Too. Yeah, I've done that too.
There's some artifacting there for sure, but it's fine. It still works.
It's clear enough that we get the idea.
Yeah.
Just like this one. Open your heart and your rib cage and your skull. Adopt a Xeno.
If memes could have audio, we would need that "In the Arms of the Angel" song playing here.
Thank you for Sarah McLaughlin.
What's going on with this family? Jesus, that's kind of weird.
I'm
go walk my dad in his alien suit.
Well, sometimes people get old and they get a little feeble and they think they're a xenomorph. So.
Yeah.
This is how Chuck Norris was born.
Wow.
I believe it.
He burst out of an alien's chest. That does sound like a Chuck Norris joke.
And then he kicked its ass.
Yep. Immediately.
Life is too short to hold grudges.
I saw this yesterday. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. I got 3 of them off of Facebook this week, and I went, "Oh my gosh, they must have known we're coming."
Yeah.
Aliens versus Predator, Kid Edition.
Oh my god.
Notice he's wearing. Notice the alien is wearing a pink. I can't talk.
A collar.
Collar. Thank you.
Yeah, a pink one, which is nice. Nice contrast. I like it.
Aliens versus Predator, the epic razor battle will decide the fate of mankind.
I'd like to know how this ended. Looks like the Predator's ahead, though.
Yeah.
A little bit. I think so.
Can you imagine if one of them hit ankles with that thing?
Well,
but the alien's more aerodynamic, so I don't know. It could have gone either way.
I bet that the alien will eventually catch up because of that tailwind.
Yeah, those dreads are going to create drag,
Yeah. Aliens versus Predator after couples counseling, imagine what we could do for you.
Hey, if there's hope for them, there's hope for anyone, I suppose.
That's a lovely couple, don't you think? Look at that big smile on their face, both of them.
No, that rainbow seems fake.
Yeah, I don't believe the rainbow.
Okay, and this is the last one for tonight. LV 426, hide and seek champion 2179. Yes. Is there a difference between her and the feral child from Road Warrior?
Mad Max?
I'm not sure. Yeah, from the Road Warriors. I don't think there's a difference, is there?
I think the Mad Max one was actually a boy, though.
That was a boy. It was a boy because he's the one at the beginning of the movie going, "I remember the Warrior Max."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's him. and later I became the leader. So, but yeah, that is the end of the Harbinger tonight.
Love it.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna play the other one again because it's 21 seconds. I'm like,
Rob, it's getting hot down there for you, I think.
No, it's muy caliente.
Okay? You all right?
Burning up. Muy caliente.
Used to it. It's Texas.
It's so nice in Texas. La la la.
Dude, this is how it feels outside right now, man. It's October.
Well, since 2 of our friends, Mysticles couldn't even make it. This is I made these for today and I just kind of slapped them together. So we'll modify later on right through Rob's face there. So that is Mysticles' channel right there, and it'll be in the comments and everything. And then of course Gene is Caps Off Gaming right there with Technician. His Facebook is right there as well, and all these will be down there, not the comments, but in the description as well. And Johnny, Johnny, what about you, bud? Is this right? Is this you?
Yeah, I think so. I think YouTube uses the @ symbol now, right? So yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It should be the same for both. So yeah, check me out on either one. I'm having a good
Plus,
time
you're
with
the
both of them.
only Johnny Graphics I know of.
Yeah, I am the only one. There's a Johnny, or there's a something else graphics out there who hasn't uploaded in like 4 years. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the only Johnny Graphics I'm aware of. Which originally I was gonna go with Johnny Turbo, because that was the name of the TurboGrafx mascot that they didn't really go with. I think they like focus tested it for like a month and then they decided to scrap it. But who the hell would even know that? So I like graphics better.
Well,
That's
I
my
believe
origin story.
I believe the other one was Barack Graphics, wasn't it? I think that was no, that's not it.
I don't know. I don't
know. Ellen Graphics. And Rob, is this correct? Is this where the folks can find you?
Yep, that's me.
That's
Mod
him.
Rob.
Local
right there,
idiot.
Right there on the Facebooks.
Killing it over there on Facebook. Absolutely killing it.
No, thank you. I'm like I already 300 away from 23,000.
Keep the train going, boy.
Fantastic.
Keep it going.
I want to hit 25 before Torg, so.
Well, if not before, I'm sure Torg is a great opportunity to grow beyond that. Probably,
if you just hit 22 today and you're about to hit 23, I'll bet you might hit 30 before then.
Maybe.
I go slow and steady though. I try and be practical about it, but yeah, it's been fun.
That's cool. Well, everybody's information will be, of course, if you would like to follow everybody and subscribe to their channels and check them out on Facebook and the TikTok and I don't know what Pinterest and wherever the hell else they are.
Live journal.
Yeah, it'll be in the description, and some of us have a link tree, so if you want to check us out in different places, you can as well. And of course, you can find me mainly on the Game Closet, which is you might be watching from Game Closet here, or you might be checking it out on Facebook, or of course, Video Vault Live is the show and the channel that these videos are normally housed at, but they've been kind of staying and lingering over on Game Closet. I might just keep it over there for a while. I don't know. I'm playing it by ear. So, but we've all got some fun videos and some fun memes and posts and whatever. So come check us all out and subscribe and like and give us hugs and send us coffee and whatever whatever you want to do to
send messages of affirmations that we can read in the morning, so we'll have a good day.
Yeah, that is the best thing to do, is just to comment and say hello, or hey, I really enjoyed this, or I hope hope you can have a great week or whatever. Or there was a really nice comment that we got from a Video Vault Live from a couple weeks ago. I think I shared it with Rob last time, and there was somebody who was like really cool. And then I just love it when you get a nice comment, and that's the best thing in the world. If any of us or any creator that you follow has done something that made you smile or make you go, oh, I'm going to check that out or whatever, then they're doing their job. And a lot of us, like me, I'm not getting paid for this, but I enjoy doing it. And that's why I do it, because I get these comments and I enjoy doing it. John enjoys doing it. Rob enjoys doing it. So, affirmation is the best way. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
And you do have a Patreon open now, right?
I do, but I don't have anybody there yet. And I'll be honest with you, I do have a couple exclusive odds and ends on there. But I haven't set up how to do the early bird things yet. I can't figure it out.
People should just know that that's out there if they want to throw you a buckaroo or two.
I mean, buy me a cup of coffee. I don't know. I mean, I've told the people on Patreon, these lights cost like $1,000 a week to run. It's expensive. It's, if you believe that, then. But anyway, we'd like to thank everybody, and we're sorry that Mysticles couldn't join us. We'll have him on. He was having a technical problem there, and we'll try to get that all ironed out. We'll have him on again next week. We are going to be having another special guest. We'll be having my friend Sheldon Higdon, and this is his book right here that just came out about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. It is The Erie Brothers and the Witches of Autumn. You can get that wherever books are sold, whether it be Books A Million, Amazon, If you want to go back in time and go to a Walden's, I'm sure you could pick it up there.
I love that cover art. That's so nice.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. But yeah, and it's about $12, so pick it up. And I haven't started reading it yet, but I'm going to try to get this done before I meet him in October. But next week's video, which I'm going to be showing you, or not, well, it is actually next week because we're making up. So we're literally doing three shows in a row? No, it's this show and next show, and then we have 2 weeks. So we'll be back next week with we'll be back next week with this upcoming thing that I'm going to show you. And Sheldon was actually the one who picked this out. He goes, "Oh, is it okay if we do this?" And I go, "Yeah, we can do that movie," because he just loved this film. So thank you everybody for watching. We appreciate you, and we hope you have a great week.